So, dobry wieczór. I always start all of my courses with a thank you, and I finish also with a thank you. You're taking 2 hours of your life to come listen to my ideas about health and sanity. Okay, so it's going to be a very intense 2 hours, but in fact the program is not 2 hours, it's 6 months. And the only thing you have to contribute is your enthusiasm. We have the technology, it's quite interesting. So, when it comes to attitude, what you really need is this type of attitude here. You know, total self-reliance. So, you know, Sir Edmund Hillary, it's not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves. So this is what I'm interested in, this type of attitude, huh? So a little bit about me. You'll get a copy of these, of course, in Russian. So don't worry about that. But I just show you this to show you my training, not to show you that I'm speaking from a type of authority, but a type of logic. Yeah, we go to good universities and all that, but that doesn't make me a good doctor necessarily. I want to be very clear about that. I'm going to speak from a certain logic, and I hope you understand the logic I'm proposing. And I need your help because I want to change the way that we practice medicine in 2018. The problem with medicine in 2018, no matter what country you're coming from, is that we wait too long to have a discussion with you. We wait until you actually develop the disease, then you go to the doctor and say, help me, I'm having a problem. I have low energy, I have a bump, I have high blood pressure, I have cholesterol, and it's really too late in the evolution of the problem. So that's the whole idea why I'm here today. Okay, so you get the basic idea. Yes, it's very nice. We've had a very interesting medical career, but I think the logic is even more interesting and more eloquent. So, the project is called the Renaissance Project, what we've been doing for the past 35 years. And as you know, Renaissance is French for a rebirth. Yeah, and a rebirth, by that I mean that we're going to develop, in a sense, a type of Renaissance individual. Do you remember the Renaissance individual? Yeah, who knows how to manage his emotions, he knows music, he knows yoga, she knows it, you know, a whole picture, not just specialization, but more generalized. Okay? So that's going to be the emphasis of the whole thing. The program is what they call gamified, as you can see here. Gamified means I tried to make it like a video game for children. Interesting, stimulating. It's got points to it. Normally, medicine is extremely boring. Just give me the medicine, doc. It's not like that anymore. It's much more participatory. That's the problem these days, is that it's not the patient is not participating enough. So I'm going to take you on a journey together. This is just the briefing, because you saw the mountain, Sir Edmund Hillary, talking about climbing the mountain. We're going to climb an inner mountain together. Okay? So it promises to be very interesting. This is our third wave of individuals going through. Yeah. And again, I'm very thankful to you for coming out, but also to Anna and her team, very competent and professional group of people who brings everybody together. And of course, I'm grateful to my friends who make it possible. Herman Graf and his committee, they're very into this. So this is great. This is really the great way to go. Okay, let's get on with it. First problem, so you'll be hearing my voice. If you can read English, so much the better for you. Here's part of the problem. In the next 10 years, almost 400 million people are going to die of diseases we can prevent, okay? And the interesting part about this is that a full half of them are going to be under the age of 70. So 400 million are going to die in the next year. 200 million are going to be under the age of 70. Yeah, it's a big problem. It's a big problem. You know, many of us are approaching, I'm 64, so we're approaching 70 very quickly. And as you'll notice, when you live life, life goes by so quickly. It seems like last week I was 20, and next week I'm going to be 80 or something like that. So you really must capture the day, carpe diem, okay? So I need to recruit you into the system, so to speak, to make you enthusiastic about it. Again, bring your enthusiasm. I have the technology. We'll have a nice time. Yeah, we talk about human resources and loss. This is a terrible loss. Losing people under the normal age of their lifespan is a tragedy. And we can prevent it. That's why we're here to talk about it today. So, let's get on with it. Furthermore, the people who are now moving towards that age of 70 do not have the lifestyle skills necessary to survive old age even. What do I mean by that? Well, let's look at that. From a financial point of view, let's take the last 10 years, 2005 to 2015. Just look at the amount of money we've spent on these diseases, and we're not controlling them very well. So we need a new method. We need a new approach. So I've been doing this type of medicine since I left Stanford University in 1988. Frankly, they thought I was crazy to leave. You know, good salary, good university, but I didn't feel right about the method they were using. Wait for the patient to come, give him lots of medications or surgery or chemotherapy. I did some research and I found out many of these diseases we can avoid. At the same time you avoid diseases, you can build a sense of vitality and energy, which is fantastic. So let's start the journey together. There are 3 things we need to learn. How to eat, how to move, and how to control our emotions. 3 things. It's like the base of your pyramid. Of course, many of you are economists, and many of you are into marketing, and those are very good skills. But the basis of your pyramid, of course, is those 3 things. And when I say how to eat, I don't mean just put food in your mouth. I don't mean your relationship with your body and your relationship with food. Sigmund Freud said that when the human being becomes nervous, he does this. Nervous eating. After a heavy day's work, many people go home and they empty the refrigerator. Or they're bored. Or they smoke cigarettes. This hand to mouth is very powerful. Smoking, eating, biting the nails, the whole thing. So we need to control the psychology of it. We don't, as a species, really know how to eat. I'm going to talk about not just the quantity, but the quality as well. Normally we talk about the quality, organic versus inorganic, blah, blah, blah. Now we need to talk about how much we're actually eating. As a species, my hypothesis is that we're eating approximately 2 to 3 times too much, independent of the quality of the food. 2 to 3 times too much for our organism. I'll get into the reasoning behind that. Okay? So we have a lot at stake here. Okay, so first step, this is a training. This is not meant to be Club Med. This is not meant to be easy. This is not easy. This is not a program you do nothing. This is a hard program. Okay? So you should know that before you get into it. Why am I into training? Because with training, everything's possible. I'm going to talk about 2 things, 2 major things that many doctors are not talking about. One is functionality. Functionality, what we enjoy, our flexibility, our ability to sleep, our blood pressure, our energy level, etc. All the functionality we truly enjoy, our strength, etc. So that's the first thing, functionality. Second thing is risk. We need to talk about functionality, but also, are we running a risk? Are we drinking too much alcohol? Are we smoking cigarettes? Remember, hand to mouth. Why am I doing this? I don't know. Why am I drinking so much? I don't know. I'm nervous all the time. So we need to address these problems if we're going to make any progress at all. Are you understanding my strange way of looking at life? It's a very lazy person's way to do it. I make a promise to myself, never in the hospital. I'm a doctor. Never see a doctor. Never. Okay, car accident. If I get into a car accident, I'll go see the guy. He can fix me. But in general, we have internet now. You don't need doctors anymore. I'll show you, we have natural medicine that our brain produces to take care of all these problems. So really, bring me your enthusiasm, but don't expect to, be working that hard. It's a difficult program, but it really requires focus. So think functionality and risk. Those 2 things we need to get optimized. You increase your functionality to become more adaptable. Do any of you know what the future is waiting for you? I don't know. But I know I have to be ready. I know I must be able to adapt. The future is wonderful. I hope as part of this program I can convince you that uncertainty, the inability to predict the future, is a fantastic thing. Because uncertainty is potential. So we're going to get into that a little bit later. To increase our capacity for more and more experiences. Why that? To develop a rich inner life. Of course, you'll be much stronger if you do the program. You won't have cholesterol or blood pressure. Those are interesting things, but what I'm interested in is the attitude, what you have in your heart and what you have in your brain. Okay, so it's going to be a quite ambitious program. Yeah, and lastly, my real challenge in life as I get older and older is to figure out depression. I don't understand why people get depressed. It seems to me it's a preventable problem, like blood pressure or like obesity, but we don't prepare for it. It's a shame. And depression is not just, I feel terrible. It's maybe drinking too much is a form of depression. Maybe not doing sport or celebrating life is a type of depression. And we as a species have a tendency to become depressed. And what is depression? Our mind is controlling us. So we're going to address this issue. There's no sense in having a great body if your mind and your heart are depressed all the time. So we're going to address that issue. We have good solutions for it. Yeah, of course. It's my whole discussion. We need a new approach because the statistics are getting better, but more suicides, more children, obesity, more of everything. What you're going to need is about 10, 15 minutes a day in various activities to run my program. It's totally doable from a logistical point of view. Okay, so you don't need to be a Superman. The leverage we're going to have, the tools I'm going to give you are incredible. I've spent the last 35 years since I left the medical faculty traveling around the world, to China, to Russia, to Tibet, to everywhere, South America, Africa, everywhere. And I pull together in a very eclectic way different methodologies that people use. Chinese are very into pulse. They listen to your pulse to see how your heart is doing. So we need to look at all different, the universal approach to health. Okay, simple. Okay, let's take a case study. A 42-year-old individual. By the way, when do we peak? Let's interact a little bit. Give me some numbers. Just scream out some numbers. When does the human being stop growing and start dying? When does it happen? 31? 25, that's very bad news for me. Yeah. 64, I feel like I'm 25. I'm ready to go hunting. So 25, anybody else? We peak, that's very depressing, by the way. Maybe that's why we're depressed. When do we peak? 30. Nikakta, come on. Never we're going to peak, we're not going to peak. That's why you get depressed. Yes, you're going to be hit. Yes, you're going to have bad days. But no, you will peak 5 seconds before you stop breathing. We're always children. We're always growing. So remember that. Don't let anybody tell you. This guy or girl, doesn't matter, 42 years old, nowhere near the top of his potential. But psychologically, he's quite weak, or she is quite weak. Let's look at it. Hardworking, lots of travel. You know, we're going to interact for 24 weeks. I don't want to hear from you that your work is stressful. For me, I know it's stressful. I think it's great. I want to stress you some more, because the more you can be stressed and handle it, the stronger you become. Of course, it's an experiment, it's a social experiment. This person has real issues with his health. Okay, I'll take you through it. Little activity. Activity is going down. Why? Because psychologically he thinks that physical exercise is not part of his solution. I have no time for it. I give you a 5-minute program. Every morning, 5 minutes. And when I say exercise, remember functionality. Functionality. What do I mean by that? Every exercise you do must have 3 elements into it. First, flexibility. You know, the ability to not be, so stiff like that. Second, strength. We need strength. We need to be strong. Our children are watching us. We need to protect the weak people. Strength is important. So flexibility, strength, and endurance. Life is a marathon. We need to be able to develop our pulmonary capacity and a strong heart. Okay, so remember, always FSE, flexibility, strength, endurance. Every exercise. I'm going to give you every Saturday, as Anna mentioned, 5 minutes of exercise, 1 minute of jumping jacks, 1 minute, you'll see. It's 5 minutes. So don't complain you have no time. You have time. You need to prioritize. So we'll get into that. Yeah, this guy's a time bomb. How many patients like this have walked into my office and give me this kind of helpless attitude? You know, there's no reason we should be dying before the age of 80 or 90. Full life. There's no reason for it. Bad psychology leading to bad physiology. Okay? You can read very well. This person is at high risk. Remember risk? Risk and functionality. This gentleman has very high risk, very low functionality. After 24 weeks with working as a team together, he will have high functionality, flexibility, strength, endurance, good sleep, and low risk. So it's going to be a very interesting transformation. This is a fantastic way to practice medicine. Fantastic. I have not given a medication, prescription medication, in 35 years since I left university. I don't need it. You do the work for me. You do the exercise, you do the breathing, you do the eating properly, and you convert yourself. You transform yourselves into people who don't need the doctor anymore. Really nice. So you see, he's only 43, but his health age is 66, getting close to 70. You know, where the problems start. What happened to this person? This is the problem. Okay? Already he's very low energy, not a good leader, no strength, etc. But on top of that, this is not good. This is not good. At the end of life, heart attack maybe, in the sleep, but not at 60, 70, 80, no. Push, okay? Same, heart attack in the brain is a stroke. You clog the arteries, avoidable, completely avoidable. We need to learn how to eat, we need to learn how to manage our emotions, and we need to know how to move. Many people say, I do 1 hour of exercise every day, 1 hour at the gymnasium. I say, you don't work? Yeah, I work, but I like to go to the gym. And I said, you don't need it. 5 minutes in the morning, boom, go. And during the day, you walk around, that's enough. We'll get into it. Diabetes, this is ridiculous. Diabetes is a totally preventable disease. About 90% to 95% is because of the fact that we develop obesity, we eat poorly, not genetics necessarily. A huge proportion of this is totally preventable. Good thing to avoid. Cancer, same. You know, most of us in the room right now, most of us, myself included, probably have little cancers. In my prostate, I'm 64, of course. Maybe somewhere else, I don't know. But they live with us. Cancer lives in our body all the time. I don't care about it. Why don't I care about it? Because it's a micromanagement problem. I'm going to build up my immune system to fight the cancer every day. And you know, with nutrition, it's very useful. So we need to clean up our nutrition. You know where I'm going with this. Low productivity, depression. There's my bec noir. I am going to beat this thing. I'm going to discover why people get depressed. I think I know already. I think I have the antidote. So we're going to work on that. Of course, like a ripple effect. You know what a ripple effect is? You put a stone in water, it spreads everywhere. Same. If you have bad health, depression, it spreads to your family. You'll see. Our children do not listen to us. You know that. They follow us. You think they listen to you because they go like this, but they don't. They do exactly as you do. So it's easy. Again, this is a lazy person's approach to life and stress. You want to have your children be really modern-day hunters, strong people. Be strong yourself. It's really simple. Okay. Now, in the search for this answer as to why we get depressed, why we have early heart attacks, why we get diabetes, why we're low energy, why we're not totally enthusiastic about this great thing called life, yeah? I have looking everywhere. I was discussing with my colleagues. My colleagues, they didn't understand me. Mike, why do you care? Just give the drug. Just give the medication. We're getting rich. We're doctors. Yeah, it's good, but I want to figure it out. So where did I go? I went to anthropology, yeah. And you can see, the human being has been on this planet for a long time, yeah? And about 90,000 generations ago, about 2 million years, our predecessor appeared called Homo habilis. He was the tool maker. He is very good. Yeah, I can feel him inside of me now. I like to play too, yeah? And he started making tools, like hunting tools. And he became the early predecessor for the hunters. And there's 3 characters. You must think about being a hunter and a huntress, yeah? Because it's very deep in our system, in our genetic code, yeah? There's 3 aspects that make a hunter. What are they? First thing, you chase the game. You chase the goal. Second thing, you aim. Third thing, you kill. That's part of the human existence. You kill or you capture or whatever. Now, a moment of meditation, please. Can you see, if I were to call this software, psychological software, can you see other places where this is being played in the human experience? Like in business. Can you feel, when you are all business people, some of you are into sales, some of you are into economics of it, etc. Your hunter is waiting for you to wake him up or her up. What do I mean by that? Well, look in business. You run after the market share. You run after the client. You aim for the client. You capture the client. That's in business. In sport, who are the football players in the room? Raise your hand. How many of you play football? Do you feel the hunter when you're playing football? You're running after it. You're aiming. You're killing. It's so obvious. And you see the people in the tribunal, in the stands, they want to be part of it. It's very primitive. We don't fill up these stands, 80,000. In Brazil, 120,000 people in a stadium like that. It's because we're touching something extremely deep. So business, yes. Sport, yes. Love. Can you feel it? You chase after her. You aim for her. You capture, you kill her with love. Same with the ladies. Now we have, the ladies are now chasing us. It's great. You know, you have the female huntresses coming online. It's a great time to be alive. My point is very simple. Be lazy. Wake up the inner hunter. So tomorrow morning, okay? Homework time, huh? Tomorrow morning when you first wake up, first thing from your mind, this is the mind training. I'm a hunter or a huntress. First thing, don't, mama, get up, it's cold. No, shh. You tell your mind, be quiet. Shh, I'm talking to myself, thank you. I'm a hunter. Okay, get up, let's go. What are you hunting for? Not little animals. I mean, we're done with, some of us hunt for little animals, but we're hunting for justice, beauty, happiness. You can still feel it. It's just as primitive. It's just as important. Yeah? So let's wake up. First thing, okay? So I'm going to give you a list of things to get you going. First thing, if you're really lazy like me, the last thing you want is to think in the morning, oh, I have to do my exercises. Oh, God. No, that's not the way to do it. This is the way to do it. I don't have a bed, but okay. Should I do? Get ready for the hunt. It's not the usual hunt with bows and arrows like these guys. It's different. It's confusing. You have to drive on the metro to work. You have to bump into people. They're also hunting. Other people hunting too. But I'm going to be the best. Excuse me. I walk fast. I'm going to achieve. There's no reason everybody in the room should not become bogati, rich. Of course. We're good hunters. Lots of meat, lots of good things to eat. A nice house for our family. It's totally normal. Of course. Let's go on. Okay. So, how are we going to do it? How are we going to wake up the hunter or huntress? You must know your numbers. I talked to you already about functionality. It's so important. So important. Every time you do exercise, okay, so I'm going to tell you tomorrow morning, I'm a hunter. I'll give you some exercises to do. What are you going to be thinking? I'm getting ready for the hunt. You're going to see something happen inside of you. You won't believe it. Your wife or your husband, what's happening? What's the matter with you? Where are you going? Getting ready for the hunt. Let's go. You're 30, 40, 50. You're not my age yet. You should be hunting like crazy. Getting lots of meat and lots of money and great things and happiness and all that. Instead of, it's exercise. You want to go to the gym and work out? Let's go have a drink. You can drink as a hunter. I'm Irish, McGannon. Oh, by the way, the Irish and the Russians, comme ça. We're the same. You like to drink? We like to drink. You like poetry? We like poetry. You like good literature? We love good literature. You like to fight? We like to fight. But we can work together. We're waiting for the Russians to start your rugby team because we are great rugby players, number 2 in the world after New Zealand. But we're waiting for Russia to catch up with us a little bit. So if your brothers and sisters would wake up the hunter and develop your rugby team, that would be great, okay? So a little note on the side. Okay, you need to know your numbers. Functionality. Let's start at the top. You can see pulse. Let's check our pulse. Let's do it now. Let's get into the physiology. You'll get all this documentation. Just enjoy the show for now. Okay. Do you know how to find your pulse? Every hunter and huntress knows their pulse. Once you wake up the hunter, it's so easy. Everything looks like a hunt. We'll get into the sexuality aspects later. Okay, find your pulse. Here, in front of the ear, is everywhere. And there's a lot of different contact points. Raise your hand if you don't know how to check your pulse. You're preparing for the hunt, huh? Don't be caught off guard. Hey, by the way, if you go hunting and you're not prepared, it's dangerous. You will be discovered, of course. You will be discovered as a non-prepared hunter. So, let's get ready. Your pulse, I'll give you 15 seconds. You count the pulse. Don't collect garbage numbers. Try to do this right. This is an experiment, a 24-week experiment. Ready? You got your pulse? Raise your hand if you can't find your pulse. Excellent. Okay, ready? 15 seconds. Ready? Here we go. Start counting. Now. Concentrate. 10, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Okay, you're going to take that number and multiply by 4 to get your pulse per minute. Write it down somewhere. Remember the number, because you're going to fill in this form. Well, I'm going to teach you how to calculate your health age. Health age is very powerful motivator. I tell you a private story. When I was back at the university as a very important doctor, I didn't know how to eat, I didn't know how to manage my emotions, and I didn't know how to move. And I was teaching people how to stay healthy. It's crazy. And I walking into the hospital one day, and I see a doctor friend of mine, and he says to me, "You look terrible. You're heavy, you're dark under your eyes. You look no good." I didn't listen. I went for the test. I was 28 at the time, young professor. Yeah? I went for the test. My health age, when I went for the test, all these were wrong. My health age came to 43. 43. But my age was 28. Wake up. Wake up. That's what I hear. Wake up. The hunters started waking up when I was 28. I haven't looked since. I haven't looked back since. I just totally into it. Okay. You got your pulse? The numbers should be, you can see the range. Okay. Okay? I'll teach you how to do this. Now, let's do, okay, you will get this sheet. When you sign up for the course, you will receive the sheet. You already have your pulse. Now, to protect your confidentiality, I will ask you to use a code name. My code name is Lazy Bear, because I'm lazy. My hunter does all the work. I do nothing. He does all the work. Okay? and Bear, okay? My wife calls me Lazy Bear. My children has code names too. You should use your code name because you're going to test yourself now, and you're going to test yourselves in 24 weeks again. Same thing, only you're going to do it. So pay attention to how we do it, okay? Next thing. We begin, that's the date of birth. You'll note your date of birth and the age. Notice this person is 33. We're going to begin. So I'm going to give you about 2 weeks, 10 days, to collect all your information. We'll collect some of it today. You know your pulse now, okay? And then we'll begin the program on December 22nd. So we finish sometime in May, just before the Green Marathon. It'll be great, okay? Next, you'll note your score. It's 1, 2, 3 process. Number one, you note your score of whatever it is, your pulse in this case. You note the impact, because what we're calculating is the impact of your lifestyle on your longevity. Is it clear? We're trying to see if you have a pulse which is too high, for example, 82. It's too high. It's like a bird, not ready for the hunt at all. A little bit nervous, maybe. I don't know. Yeah? Let's take an example, 82. And you calculate the impact in the middle column, and you'll notice 82 is very high. So, plus 24 months, you add to your age. I'll show you how. Let's do apnea. What is apnea? Let's go back. Apnea is the ability to hold your breath. Okay? Why? Functionality. Your pulmonary capacity is the #1 indicator for how long you're going to be able to stay functional in your lifetime. Your lung capacity. What generally happens to your pulmonary capacity? It goes down. Why? You're not breathing right. You're not working out. You're not playing the hunter. Need to learn how to breathe, to relax these muscles in between the ribs, to relax. There are 4 phases to the breathing cycle, not 2. It's not inhale, exhale. It's inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. And we're going to use this to kind of master the mind as well, because where the breathing goes, the mind goes. Okay, let's do it again. So you have your pulse. Raise your hand if you don't have your pulse. Everybody has it. Great. Okay. Next, apnea. Okay, here's the way it works. You don't have to sit any special way. Of course, your lungs are happier if you, I can't survive without her. Done. Let's see if it works. Perfect. Need translation. Yes, we do. Okay. I'll stay standing. Here's the way it works. Pinch your nose and relax. Relax. This time, it won't be very long. Unless you're practicing. If you're practicing, I'm going to have you practice this during the course, 24-week course, 4 times a day. It's called cyclic. This is just a test to see if I handle stress well. Thing is breathing, as I mentioned, exhale. So, let's check while I have the microphone. Let's go quickly. Ready? Let's hold your breath. You inhale gently through your nose. Hold with your nose. Not yet, not yet, not yet. And then I'll give you the count. Are we ready? Don't forget to relax. That's the whole point. When you relax, you consume less oxygen. You see, we have to learn from the East. Our brothers and sisters in the East, they know all this, because when we were studying mathematics 2,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, the Greeks and the Romans, we were studying philosophy, mathematics, physics, nature. In the East, they were studying the mind. So Take it. The hunter is... This is going to be interesting. Is it on? Okay, sorry for the glitch. Okay, let's get the apnea done, okay? Don't forget. What's the word you're going to do? I know many of you speak English, so I'm not even, relax, right? По-русски relax? Relaxировать, of course. So easy. Russian's so easy. Just has irovit at the end. It's so easy. Enthusiasm in Russian. I told you. It's so easy. I wish. Okay, ready? Deep breath, pinch. I'll give you the number. Ready, set, go. Just relax. The hunter loves this, by the way. 10 seconds. Just relax. Don't let your mind confuse you. 20. Excellent. You guys are good. You'll notice a little pressure. It's okay. Don't worry. 30. Excellent. Don't give up. Coming up to 40. 40. Super duper. We're going to build on this. 50. 50. Coming up to 1 minute. Try to make 1 minute and a half. 1 minute. Excellent. Lots of hunters in the group. One minute 10. Hold on. Come on. You can do it. 1:15. Raise your hand if you're still holding your breath. Good. Keep going. Keep going. 1:20. I support you. I send you good energy. 1:30. Don't stop. See if you can do 1:45. The system likes to be pushed, as it turns out. Don't give up. 1:40. Maybe we get 2 minutes. I don't know. It'd be incredible if we did. Just relax. 1:45. You can see why I like coming to Russia. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Who did 2 minutes? Bravo. Yeah. But even if you did 20 seconds, it's great. Because whatever you did for the next 24 weeks, we're going to multiply that by 2 or 3 even. Just every day, do this breathing I'm going to teach you about. Cyclic breathing. 4 stages. First thing in the morning, great time. First, before the mind takes over. Just 3 cycles. And you'll feel really awake and ready for the hunt. Okay, so write down your numbers. So first is pulse, then apnea. Because when you get the document, then you can do your calculations. You'll be already that much more prepared. Okay, that's good. Then, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send you a video so to demonstrate. But sit to stand is where you're sitting on the floor and you rise up without touching. It's very important and very predictive of how long you're going to live. Because these muscles in your leg are like your second heart. The heart pumps down easily because gravity is pulling the blood. But to get the blood back up, I'm 1.83 meters to my heart. The heart has to work very hard. So it needs the help of the legs to squeeze the blood. Strong legs are your second heart. But you know this. You're like the Irish again. The Irish, they walk very fast in the street. I walked all the way from Red Square to Beloruskaya on Tverskaya. It's maybe a couple of kilometers. Everybody was passing me. Girls, boys, old, young. On the way back, nobody passed me. The hunter was pissed off. How did those girls pass me? I'm sorry, I'm not macho, but I am a hunter. So I started going faster and faster. So I thank you for that. I like to be pushed too. Okay, let's keep going. You know exactly how I'm doing this. So next thing, memory test, functionality, don't forget. Now, some things in life you want to forget, right? Trauma, that girl who did that to you, that boy who did that to you. You want to forget these things. But some things you want to remember, like your wife's birthday, yeah? Like your business, it's important. So we're going to do memory testing now. I'll show you how to do it. First, you can see where I'm going, just to do the complete picture. We're going to do both of these, don't worry. Okay, but you understand the process. 1, 2, 3. 1, collect all your information. 2, note the impact of these findings on your health age, and then do the toll. So this person has added, for his baseline, about 13 months to his life, if you believe the World Health Organization. So it's a wake-up call. That's functionality. Let's continue. We'll do the memory test. So you need your pencils to do the memory test. I'm going to give you a memory test and a concentration test. Because it's not just having a strong body. It's nice, but you want also a good brain. Okay? So two types of memory. We're going to do photographic memory. So I'm going to show you a little cartoon. Okay? Now, if you really want a good baseline to find out where you are in life, don't talk with your friends. Just do it yourself. We're a team, but we're also part of a team, so we have to be strong. Okay, are you ready? Is the hunter awake yet? Yeah, it's getting there. I can feel it. Okay, there is it. I'm going to show you that. You will have, no, don't worry. Okay, write down all the things. No, I'm just joking. I'm going to give you 15 seconds to look at that. What are you going to do? You're not going to panic. This is super easy. You just need to get into it, okay? So look at it, and then I'll ask you a question. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to ask, so you don't know, okay? I see people taking photographs of the memory test. I see you. All right? I've been doing this 150,000 people. It's 35 years, so I know the games. Okay? Okay, ready? Set. 15 seconds. I got all this extra stuff hanging off me now. Good. Leave it there. I hope you're working on that microphone. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready? Gotovi. Okay, here we go. 15 seconds, go. Ten seconds, 5 more. Come on, you can do it. One question. Oh, you got it. Write down as many items you can remember. In your language, it doesn't matter. Inside the thought bubble. Inside the thought bubble. Okay? Take your time, write it down. It'll come.
Put it left aside.
Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, so we got the memory. You get the memory thing? By the way, the first time I took these tests, I bombed them all. Not now. Now I have a memory like a bear trap. But the first time through is tricky. Okay, you get the memory. Next, concentration. Now, you know, Russians are famous for their mathematics and concentration. All over the world, we know about you. Physics, tremendous. Fantastic, молодец. Let's see, okay? So there's that one. You can correct it, huh? You can correct to see if you got... I said inside the thought bubble. So, not this. Inside. So check your list. Maximum is 10. So you can correct. Mark your score. Okay? Понятно? Let's keep going. Concentration, very important faculty, very important function to have. The ability to bring your attention to one point in time and space is a very important function to keep in mind. In the East, they're fantastic. In China and Vietnam, fantastic at concentration. Because they do it for 5,000 years more. Okay, so we need to catch up with them. Ready? I'm going to give you a number. When someone comes into the emergency room and they're delirious, we have them count backwards. I give them a number, a root number, I call it. Let's say it's 100. And then I say, Madam, sir, please, count backwards for me. Okay. In intervals. So I give a number and I give an interval. I say, count backwards for me in intervals of 5. So the person who's a little bit, I don't know, delirious or having trouble. Okay, so 100, 95, 90, etc. But this is not really concentration, it's more memory. So I'm going to give you a different interval. Your root will be 100. You will start here, okay? Forget 5. Too easy. I'm going to give you 15 seconds. You're going to calculate counting backwards from 100. Are you ready? Pencils ready? Karadashi gotovi. I'm going to speak terrible Russian, but I'm going to keep speaking until I get it right. Okay? Your root is 100, and please count backwards for me in as quickly as you can. I want to stress you a little bit. As quickly as you can, in intervals of, ready? You have to write it down, huh? 7, go. Is he calculating on his calculator? Are you using your calculators? No, of course not. Why are you looking at your phones? Okay, stop. Now, concentration is a very important faculty to maintain. So I'm going to give you many concentration exercises over the next 24 weeks. One of those will be poetry. I'm going to teach you how to memorize poetry. Why, Mike? It's crazy, poetry. This is about health. Poetry is health, by the way. It's mental health, okay? Now, what do I mean by that? I'm always asking people, they say, what are the 2 things that bother you? Well, you know what comes up the most? First thing, sleep. Second thing, memory. Sleep and memory. So if you want a nice antidote for improving your sleep and your memory, it's going to be poetry. So let's correct that last one. There it is. Correct it for yourself. Every correct digit in the right position, 1 point. Maximum 14 points this time. You need to know your scores so you could calculate your health age. Okay? So correct your performance. How many of you got all 14? Raise your hand. Not bad. Anybody get 0? 0? Okay, great. Okay, so far, what have we done? We've only been together like half an hour. Not even. Yeah? And what have we done? You know your pulse. You know your apnea, your ability to hold your breath. You know your memory, and you know a little bit about your concentration. Let's carry on. Okay, now we're going to look at risk. We looked at functionality, now we're going to look at risk, because risk is important. You want high functionality and you want low risk. This is a new model of medicine. Frankly, I created it. But it's going to be this from now on because people are talking about how to maintain functionality and risk. What are the risks? Blood pressure, body fat, cigarettes, alcohol, and so on. These are things that make our life a little bit riskier. Okay, so let's look at them. Blood pressure. How many people know your blood pressure? Raise your hand. Show me. Not enough. Blood pressure is fundamental. You need to know your blood pressures. Blood pressure goes up when you're stressed. Maybe I'll do a workshop on how to do your own blood pressure. You should know how to check your own blood pressure. Yeah, you should buy a kit. Buy a blood pressure kit. How many of you, if I may ask, you can tell me to go to hell, but how many of you are married? Raise your hand if you don't mind. How many of you are married? Good, fantastic. Why do I bring that up? Because blood pressure is very important to know when you get into an argument with your husband or wife. Your blood pressure is going to go up. So you buy a blood pressure kit. And when you get into an argument, you take your blood pressure. And your wife's saying, what are you doing? You'll see. Look, my blood pressure's high. You see what you're doing to me? You're killing me. And what is she going to tell you? You're so stupid. I can't believe it. You're doing it to yourself, man. You have a mind that's all over the place. But buy a blood pressure cuff. It's fantastic. By the way, do you really believe us guys, us doctors, are going to exist in 20 more years? We're dinosaurs. We're on the route to extinction. Thank goodness. Yeah, we have internet now. You can find out for yourself everything I'm talking about. It's great. We have a few more years. Okay, so blood pressure, big deal. Again, 1, 2, 3. Know your blood pressure, note the impact, and do the calculations. This person has borderline blood pressure. You can see it's hurting him. He's adding 12 months to his life. These are in months, huh? Let's keep going. Body fat. Body fat is important. You don't want to be big like this. You don't want to be skinny like this. You want a good body fat. Okay? So I'm going to show you how to calculate your body fat to make sure you don't have excessive body fat. Because body fat gives you blood pressure, gives you cholesterol, sets you up for diabetes. I used to be a big guy. I used to be like 98 kilograms back in the university. Now I'm 78 kilograms now. It's fantastic. High energy. Took me some time, but here I am. Okay, I'll show you how to calculate it, but you can see the impact, positive impact. Yeah? Alcohol use. The only rule, they say, how much should I drink? For me, it's a question of how successful a hunter or a huntress you are. I would never drink before a hunt. I only drink after successful hunts. A big contract, something big comes up, I make a lot of money on Bitcoin, or I buy, whatever. Then we celebrate like the hunters. Not this all the time drinking. Okay. Tobacco use, same thing. Okay, this is important, these ratios here. This is the whole cholesterol profile. You've got 2 parameters that will tell you if your arteries are clogging or cleaning. You see, when you have a heart attack or stroke, 2 of the big killers, it doesn't happen like that in 2 minutes. It happens over a very long process. It starts in adolescence. How we eat will determine whether we're in a clogging or a cleaning dynamic. What happens to your arteries when you drink a Coca-Cola? Do you know? Clogging dynamic. Why? The sugar stimulates insulin, sets you up for that whole insulinemia process. Coca-Cola, could you imagine? So we're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay? So what you must do, you must calculate your triglycerides. It's going to be very self-explanatory. But the real thing you're interested in is to determine your dynamic is triglycerides divided by HDL. Just follow the instructions. That will tell you if you're clogging your arteries or cleaning them. Next, big impact. Vitamin D. You live very far north, like the Irish. You don't get enough sunshine. Yeah? So you need vitamin D in your food and get as much of it, because vitamin D has tremendous benefits to your health with regard to the heart, cancer, the immune system, and so on. Very important. Comes from the sunshine. Next, same idea. 1, 2, 3. You calculate your impact and you add it all up, and then you put it through. Don't pay attention to this one. This just tells you how to do it. I'll give this to you. Again, same type of thing. Now watch. Here's how you calculate your health age. First, you calculate the impact. We saw that already. Okay, so you see it's total of about 115 months. Extra baseline. He's 33 years old. So positive impact means 33 years old plus 115 months because of the blood pressure and body fat and functionality. How much is 115 months? It's about almost 10 years. 10 years. Yeah. Too much. Too high. Not as high as mine. When I was 28, and my health age came back 43. Yeah. 15 years I was losing. This is still high, though. So the person is actually 42.6 years of age, if you believe WHO. Very nice thing to know. And lastly, you put your bonuses here. I'll explain that in a moment. Okay, let's look. Okay, that's all the kind of philosophy and how medicine is going to evolve. Now I'm going to show you a little bit about the answers to these problems. So I'm going to take the case we just studied and look at how it happens, the solutions to that. Okay, here we go. Every week you will receive from me every Saturday. So on Saturday morning, so when you sign up for the program, send me your email that you want me to send the documents to. You'll save me a lot of time. If you want it to your home address, because they will arrive on Saturday morning at 6 o'clock. You will get an email from me, with this. And it will tell you different exercises to do, which are, again, gamified. You can get points, and there'll be prizes at the end. It's very nice. Gamified system for health. So there's breathing. I told you about the breathing. The cyclic breathing. So don't forget, we're trying to learn 3 skills. How to eat, how to move, and how to breathe. Once you have that, the hunter is ready. So it's how to breathe. The cyclic breathing. Then how to eat. 2 types of food, negative and positive. Easy. Positive is natural food. Negative is, for the positive food, you get 1 point. For the negative, you get, if you skip the negative, 2 points. Allow yourself to become a little bit like a child, obsessed with numbers. Be driven by numbers. For example, do you know what is it called? Chagomètre. It counts your steps. A pedometer. Do you know what a pedometer is? It counts how many steps you take, right? Get one of those electronically. I'll give you the link when I see you. Try to get in between 5,000 and 10,000 every day. And what will you notice? What will you notice when you go to 9,850? What is your mind going to tell you? I want 10,000. 9,850, no way. I want 10,000. In fact, I want 12,000. So you wait for your friend. Okay, then you go. The mind is fantastic. You'll receive, you can see my wife there giving yoga and movement, very easy movement. 5 minutes every morning, very quick. Again, you win points for this. Something for work. Mega challenges. So you get a full menu of interesting things that you can be doing to wake up the hunter and to become a Renaissance man. And of course, poetry and music. I'm a musician, so I'm going to teach you. I'm going to ask you to buy a few things. You'll need to buy a harmonica, in the key of C. You use C, D, E, or you use Do, Re, Mi in Russia? Do, Re, Mi? The key of Do. Okay? Carry it with you everywhere. In fact, buy 2. They're cheap, 20 euros. Carry it with you everywhere. You'll never be bored. You'll make friends at the airport. You'll make friends everywhere. It's fantastic. The Irish and the Russians are the same. We're very gregarious, very social. So we like to do that. And very musical. So, music time, huh? Language of the soul. Here we go. Oh, by the way, you'll receive a video each time. Many of us were demonstrating these various exercises. Some of your English will not be good enough to understand myself or Juliette. So we teach you how, maybe you know already, how to turn on the captions, the CC, the subtitles, how to make it into Russian so you could understand what I'm saying. Okay, so just for your benefit, I'll give you this presentation in Russian. You see, it goes from English into Russian. Okay, cool. And of course, you're going to be adding up your points, more and more points. When you're doing your points, just a quick note. Strength and honor. Honor before ambition. You're going to be driven by numbers, but try to keep the numbers honest and clean. Okay? Then you get a real picture. And you can put your score. I'll ask you to put your score up on the Google. Again, you're going to use your code name. It doesn't really matter. It's not confidential. It's just points at this point. But you'll be putting your points onto the internet. I'll give you all the links you need. So every week you can see your friends. You'll be putting in these points here, how many steps on your pedometer. And I'm going to give you each week a riddle. It's a full program. Psychologically, physiologically, spiritually. Okay? Good. And you can see the competition. You can see your friends, how they're doing, and they will drive you to do better. It's really a well thought out program. Okay, you see the mega challenges. Let's imagine. You see, I've done so many people. I know how the game works. Let's imagine you decide to do the program. I think it's a good idea. And you get into it for 3 or 4 weeks, and you're very happy and very proud, and you should be. You're waking up. You're doing something great. But then you start to lose motivation. I don't want to do a workout anymore. What's happening? The hunter's falling asleep again. You need to wake him up. You didn't notice, but one of the things that wakes up a hunter is taking a cold shower every day. And you know, another reason Russian and Irish are so compatible. We love cold water. How many of you have been to Ireland? 5. It's a small country, I know. You know, you're wondering if you can fit into it, but you should go. Cold water is on the menu, by the way. Mike, I like the walking, I like this, but when you talk about cold showers, I'm out. No, please don't go out. Try it for a month. Just a month. Cold showers, it will invigorate you, it will make you tougher, it will make you unafraid. It's something very special. Just follow my lead, you'll be fine. Okay, if you fall out of motivation, and you know you've lost points because you haven't been doing the program, that's okay, you can catch up. I give you a series of mega challenges. You can make 50 extra points. Get back into the system. Fall off the wagon, get back on. Life is like that. Life is irrational. Fantastically irrational. So you need to jump on. Your mind will tell me, I am not doing any more breathing. I'm not going to take cold showers. Okay, it's fine by me. I don't care. This is an opportunity. I give you a toolbox, and you build your boat, and you cross the ocean. And we can do it together if you like. Okay, let's talk a little bit about nutrition. So I'm going to spend another 45 minutes. So thank you for being patient and hanging in there. Just a few words about nutrition. You don't need a lot. Quality first, and then quantity. I frankly don't even care about the quality. Yeah, it's very important. I eat good food, but frankly, quantity, I pay attention to much more than quality, really. Because the food is already pretty good. I don't eat McDonald's, of course, but it's the quantity I'm really kind of focused on. We'll go through the quality first. Okay, all about losing body fat. You all look pretty good. You don't need to lose weight. You may shift weight around a bit. But one thing you should know is that when you stimulate insulin, when you eat sugar and it stimulates insulin, you're storing sugar as fat. End of sentence, end of word. Every time you take sugar, you're going to store fat. That's insulin's job. So, tomorrow morning, I am a hunter. Number 2, sugar equals fat. Sugar equals insulin equals fat. Not just Coca-Cola. You know, potatoes, bread, that type. You need to eat like a hunter, like it matters. Okay? You can cheat. I cheat all the time. I eat black chocolate, like quantities of black chocolate, etc. Only after a good hunt. Okay? Carrying on. Just look at if you want to lose a pound, it's a half a kilo. You want to lose a pound of fat. Look how hard you have to work. Look at this. Too much. So exercise is not a very good way to lose weight. You must combine it with nutrition. Just go off sugar, that's all. Eat lots of fat, good cheeses, good meats, good fish, good vegetables. Just avoid these things made by man. Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, energy drinks, Kit Kat. It's not hunter food. I don't know what food it is. It's for the astronauts. I don't know who it's for. But not for the hunters. Hunter, you will not have a good hunt if you're always, because sugar takes you up and it brings you down. It takes you up and it brings you high energy or like manic depressive. You're going to need like these crazy pills that we're taking for bipolar disorder. It's insane. Be careful. And by the way, there's a big impact of nutrition on the mental health too. Okay. Conclusion, yeah, of course, very difficult to lose weight that way. If you want to lose some body fat, you don't want to lose weight, you want to lose fat. In fact, fat is lighter. With me, you may gain weight. You may gain muscle and bone and water, and the body fat is very light. It's very efficient storage form of energy. So don't be confused by weighing yourself, oh, I'm getting fat. No. You need to check your tummy. I'll show you about that in a minute. So, less sugar, water, and breathing between the meals. Go for a walk. Enough. Don't go to the gym. It'll depress you. Gymnasiums are depressing. Mirrors everywhere. Oh, my God. It's so completely different than a hunter. I walk along I walk. I don't go to gyms. Gyms are for, I'm not trying to win a competition. I'm trying to stay in functionality. So I act like a hunter, an urban hunter. Okay? Next. Yeah, no problem with that decision. Yeah, insulin you can read. Number 1, what did you memorize? Sugar means fat storage. End of story. End of story. So, if you really want it, go ahead and have the Coca-Cola, and then go for a walk, or something. Do something like a hunter, just to make up for it, just to compensate. But it affects everything. It affects your cholesterol profile, it affects your mentation, everything. In fact, I think we've been tricked. They play a game with us, these people who make these crazy foods. They put red, you know the red color? They put that in the foods. Coca-Cola, Kit Kat, McDonald's, French fries, it's all red, bright, stimulating the brain. I don't like to be fooled, so I don't eat it. Yeah, clogging dynamic, huh? Yeah, this is a shame. Fructose. Now you hear about fructose, it sounds like fruit, right? Oh, wow, fructose, good for you. This is high fructose corn syrup invented by the Japanese in the 70s because it's very cheap. So you can buy a truck of it for a couple of thousand. You can make liters and liters of Coca-Cola with fructose. But fructose is only a good sugar when it's contained in its natural packaging, like an apple, because it comes with fiber, etc. So don't take sugar out of its natural habitat. Clogging dynamic. This is a very cool, easy way to, if you want to get rid of your body fat fast, drink water before the meal. If you want to trick the system. 2 glasses of water, you're waiting for your food to come, here it comes. Whew, not so hungry anymore. I'm going to enjoy this meal. Because many of us are driven like wild wolves when we're eating. You know, we're just attacking the food. I can see you in the restaurant. You look, it's insane. We need to take our time, breathe. What a hunt we had. Wow, we deserve this food. It's going to be fantastic. Super duper. What kind of wine are we having? Calm down, calm down. Okay? You're not, starving. Eggs. Oh, Mike, you're telling me eggs are good for you. Hunter food. Complete hunter food, right? Fresh out of the chicken. Organic if possible. What about cholesterol? Did you see the slide? Sugar stimulates the triglycerides. You don't care about your total cholesterol. You care about that element called the triglycerides. You know why you don't care about cholesterol, per se? Because cholesterol is like a thermometer. It's just telling you there's something wrong. You need cholesterol. You need it. The system depends on it. Your male hormones, your female hormones depend on cholesterol as a backbone. We need it. Don't let them fool you. What we don't need is sugar. We don't need it. We convert everything into sugar. The liver is fantastic. So, eat like a hunter. Alcohol. Okay, you're from Russia, I'm from Ireland. So, I'm from Ireland visa. I'm American, but my grandparents were all Irish. So we have to handle this thing called drinking. We have to do it right. Otherwise, it kills us. So we have to do it right. So, after the hunt, okay, compensate, celebrate. Vitamin D, I'll go through quickly. Super duper important. You have to know your vitamin D. Everything, whether it's heart disease, whether it's cancer, you need vitamin D to protect you. The sun is protecting you. The sun is giving you a chance. You have to get more of that vitamin D into your system. So we'll build that up over the 24 weeks. Anything in red in the northern climates where you don't get a lot of sun. Yeah, half of America, all of Europe, all of Russia, China. They have chronically low vitamin D. And you can see the percentage of people who are at risk for cancers and various diseases. So easy. Mike, how did this work? You know what happened? The hunter started putting his clothes on. Mike, we have to wear clothes. I know we have to wear clothes. But in doing so, we block the sunshine from hitting our skin. You want the skin. You know, I went to St. Petersburg. I see the people from St. Petersburg around the Peter Paul Museum. In the cold winter, when the sunshine comes out, they take off their coats. They know that their body needs sunshine. Okay, more about that later. Apple cider vinegar, extremely important. Extremely important. 1 spoon of apple cider vinegar in a glass of water, you have enough calcium for your whole day. So we're going to have you start to drink it. I call it the hunter's elixir. Yeah, very natural too. Much better than Coca-Cola or these energy drinks. You take bubbly water, apple cider vinegar, a little bit of honey, killer drink. Make it cold, bring it to work. All of a sudden, you're happy. Don't give these people your money. It's your hunt. You deserve the money. You keep the money. Coconut oil, natural. This is a picture of what happens to the brain of the husband of a doctor who developed Alzheimer's disease, early Alzheimer's disease. And what she noticed, she was a doctor, the wife was a doctor, that once he was diagnosed, she did some research and found out that Alzheimer's patients lack MCT, medium chain triglycerides, which is found in coconut oil. So you can see, before starting coconut oil, the top, she said, draw me a clock, an analog clock. It doesn't look like a clock, does it? It looks like chaos. And that's what Alzheimer's is, chaos of the brain. And then the middle one is after a couple of weeks, the middle clock. Things are starting to work. Neurons are starting to click. Synapses are happening. And then the third one after 37 days. It's good progress. So, when do we take the coconut oil? I'm going to recommend during the course, so don't be surprised, that you take coconut oil and put it in the tea. It's a very nice drink, and you get your coconut oil that way. So don't worry, we've all fabricated this and organized this for you. Okay, quick review of nutrition, just going through it. Again, you'll get this. You're going to receive this in Russian, of course. Okay? So that's the quality of the nutrition. Let's talk about quantity briefly. That's the way most of us eat these days. That is to say, we eat for 18 hours, that's the E, and we rest for 6 or 8 hours. In fact, I would argue in America, it's 24/7. We eat around the clock. You've been to New York, you've been to the big cities, you pick up the phone, you're with your friends at 3 o'clock in the morning, let's have a pizza. Yeah, let's order some beer and pizza at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, let's do that. Not even a hunt, just boredom. Just boredom. So that's what most of us are doing. Okay, the white part is the system is resting. You need to let the system rest a little bit. The digestive system works better when you let it rest, when you act like a hunter. Now talk about the hunter. How often was the hunter successful, genetically speaking? About 25% of the time. Only 25. It got better, maybe 40 at the limit. Maybe a million years ago, 40%. That meant what? We were hungry often. We need to make friends with our hunger. We need to make friends with our hunger. Hunger is not the problem. Hunger is your friend. Sugar is your enemy. Hunger is my friend. In fact, number 3, tomorrow morning, I am a hunter. Sugar causes fat to be distributed. And number 3, hunger is my friend, sugar is my enemy. Just meditate on it. At first, it sounds crazy and difficult. You'll see. Okay, first week, like that. Then slowly, we start to take off an hour here and an hour there. And we're going to change the quality too. But we're going to start allowing the system to rest. Calm down, relax. You don't have to be always eating. In fact, the system is happier when you give it a rest. And then, so that's weeks number 3. So you're going to see this type of thing. And you're going to start using the vocabulary, the eat to rest ratio. How often I eat, how many hours I'm eating, and how much I'm letting the system rest. It's called the E to R ratio, eat to rest ratio. And we're going to see if we can play with these intervals. So first 3 weeks like that, and then we're going to expand it to 14-10. 14 hours of eating, 10 hours of rest. And then you start to see these special things called ketones. I hope you're going to check everything I say out on the internet. Ketones have fantastic benefits for the brain. You've heard about the ketogenic diet for epileptics. If not, you're going to learn about it, okay? And then, that's the 8th week, and you get more of these ketones. Ketones, you're going to love ketones. Ketones make the brain happy. It's a preferred fuel of the brain. Why? That's what the brain has become used to over time. Now it doesn't have any ketones. Maybe that's why we're getting Alzheimer's and I don't know. Seems something wrong with the way we're treating our brain. Hunger is my friend, sugar is my enemy. You are going to love this. After 24 weeks, you're going to be teaching your children how to eat like a hunter. And they won't have all these problems. At the moment, we have big problems with our children. They eat anything, everything. It's crazy. Not good hunters. They're going to be depressed later in life. It's not cool. And more ketones. It's fantastic. And you start getting used to hunger. It's no problem. Just like the hunter. It's really nice. Me, I eat 1 meal a day. That's it. My window is very small. My eating window is only 8 hours per day. I'm never hungry. There's a physiology behind it. I'll explain it over the 24 weeks. This is just an introduction to some of these concepts. Look at this one. 8:16. Now, this is just for you to experience it. After the 24 weeks, you can go back and eat like a modern person if you want. That's okay. But I bet you won't want to. I bet you look at it and say, I like it like this. You can choose your window wherever you want. If you choose if you want to finish with a 10-hour window, just eating 10 hours during the day, you can have it in the morning or in the evening. You can play with it any way you want. Physiology really works nicely. Great benefits to it. And don't worry, your blood pressure is going to disappear, your cholesterol disappear, your fatigue, your sleep problems will disappear. Very nice. I've been telling you this. You don't need it. I'll give it to you in Russian. Save time. It fits with every one of your specialized menus. If you're keeping kosher, if you're keeping halal, if you're vegetarian, if you're vegan, if you're McDonald's addict, I don't know what. It works. It fits with everything. That's why I pay more attention to this than the actual quality. Of course I pay attention to quality, but quantity first for me. You know why? Because I can eat a McDonald's and it won't hurt me as much because it's my only meal. The body dispatches the calories right away. Of course, I'm not going to do that because I want to stay as a hunter. Okay, that's it for nutrition. Exercise, even shorter. Just think like a hunter. Use every opportunity to do an exercise. If you're waiting for your plane to leave for Europe, do some stretching at the airport. You don't care what people are thinking. You're leading them. They're following you. Of course. Okay, so why this? Because sometimes you get a lot of internal resistance when you do exercise. Oh, I don't want to do it. So just persist, okay? Just push a little bit. Allow me to guide you for the first 8 or 10 weeks, and after that, you'll be completely autonomous. Simple exercises. Think functionality. Functionality. When you do your exercise, what function am I keeping? Oh, my flexibility, great. You know, I can pick up my kids. I can pick up my grandchildren. I can tie my shoe. I can run with the young wolves. I can run with the young hunters. It's fantastic. Functionality, functionality, functionality. For the back, great thing. Yeah, fantastic. To keep the back healthy. You don't want a bad back, because when you have a bad back, you're immobile. You're in a bad mood. You're depressed. Okay, we want to keep, as long as possible, as much functionality as possible. And then, boom, no problem. I invite death. Good, let's have it. I'm ready. A hunter is not afraid of death. He sees it every day. Not because he's a doctor, but because he knows it's normal, or she knows it's normal. So your fear disappears. Cool. Yeah, okay. You get the idea. Okay, that's my lecture on exercise. Don't need much. 5 minutes a day. FSE, remember? Who can give me FSE right now? What's the F? Flexibility. What's the S? Strength. Strength. Your children are watching you. They want strength. F, S, and E, endurance. The ability to persist, to do the job until it's finished. It'll translate into psychological benefits as well. Okay, we have about another 20 minutes, I would say. Are you okay with that? Your energy is okay? Okay, I want to respect your time. Okay, let's look. Let's interact, because this is stress. We're going to talk a little bit about the mind, and you have answers for me. Maybe I have answers for you. Question to you, please. How many of you think that stress is a big problem? It causes heart disease, it causes family problems, it causes headaches, it causes common colds, everything. How many people think stress is a big, big problem in the world? You can see it, yeah, of course. That's what I used to think. And when I was teaching at these places, Cambridge and INSEAD, I was telling them the same thing. Stress is a problem. We need to deal with it. But I don't believe that anymore. No. And the studies now support it. Look at this study they did on 30,000 American people. They asked them 2 simple questions. Look at the questions. They tracked these 30,000 American people, and they wanted to know just 2 things. Number 1, how much stress have you had in the past year? Subjective, just your call, because that's the important thing, is perception. And do you believe it's harmful to you? Like all of you who raised your hands. Look at the data. And then they used the public records to see how many people died, how many people survived, just on the basis of those 2 questions. Okay, bad news first. Those of you who believe that stress is bad for you, you may be part of a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe that stress is bad for you, it will become bad for you. Do hunters believe that stress is bad for you? It's adventure. You're sure of yourself. You know where you stand. You prepare. Hunters prepare. That's why rugby is very good. Rugby, you must prepare. You cannot go into the match. You all your gear right. You have to get it just right. This is preparation, okay? So those of you who think stress is bad for you, it will become bad for you. Be careful. You need to change your thinking a bit. A little bit of good news for you. Those of you who now are going to change their mind a bit, who had a lot of stress. We all have stress, whatever that means. Challenges, usually. Usually, stress is an invitation to get out of your zone of comfort. Do you agree? I'm stressed because I'm not very good at this. I'm outside my zone of comfort. Blah, 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 blah. What's a zone of comfort? That sounds like a lot of BS. BS, you know that word? По-русски BS. Bullshit, right? Yeah. I haven't found bullshit yet. Говно de. Stress is not the problem. How we ride, how we surf stress is the problem. My psychology is, instead of worrying about staying in my zone of comfort, nervous that I might be challenged, why not expand my zone of comfort? That's why I recommend a cold shower. That's the main reason, aside from the physiologic benefits. Get in the cold shower. Those of you who are crazy, okay, I challenge you tomorrow morning. Hunter, insulin, right? I'm going to give you my email. Those of you who take a cold shower, please send me an email tomorrow morning after your cold shower. I invite it. It'll be the beginning of a new friendship. Yeah, and I'm sure, I experience, I'm sure the women are going to outdo you guys. We have huntresses here. I can see them. Huntresses. They're good at the hunt. Yeah? They're very important to the hunt. You know why? You know why women from a anthropologic point of view are so important? Because they like to chit-chat, blah, 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 chit-chat. You know, they like to bavarder in French, bavarder, right? Very important, because you know what they were talking about? Where's the water? Oh, it's over the hill, 2 miles. Did you see those antelopes? Yes, they're beautiful. The men are going after them. I'm going to go. They learn the communication skills well before men. Women communicate better than men. Obviously, men are, am I being strong enough? Am I being a leader? Am I, I don't know, my zone of comfort and all that. Okay, so you get the idea, conclusions. Just look at this part. Can changing the way you look at stress, have benefits upon your health? Yes. Get into the cold shower. Expand your zone of comfort so you can't even see the edge of it. That's a good start. Okay, When you change your mind about stress, your body changes its response to stress. Of course, it goes without saying. Okay, let's make sense of this thing called the world. Here we are in front of the universe, trying to understand. You know, when you're a hunter, please be aware. Don't chase happiness. You'll never get it. Chase understanding. Chase understanding of how the life is working, and happiness comes next. Understanding, then happiness. Don't chase happiness. It changes every decade. When I was 20, happiness meant one thing. Now I'm in my 60s, different. But understanding is still the priority. Okay, life, death, of course. What does it mean? What's going on? It scares me so much. Love. I mean, you have books of poetry written just about these themes. Read the poems, yeah? War, oh, we're so sophisticated. We think we're so great and modern. We have wars all the time. We're not even advanced a little bit since 5,000 years, 10,000 years. We need to fix this quickly because the population is growing so quickly, the wars are going to start taking big numbers soon. Before the wars were little numbers. Now the wars are going to be big numbers. Need to act quickly on the mind. Yeah. Children, oh my God, so difficult to understand. So beautiful, so enigmatic. Need to understand them. Need to help them. Need to help them surf. And so on. Old age. Maybe that's why we're getting depressed when we get old. We're not ready for it. It ambushes us. We think we're doing great, and all of a sudden, oh my God, I'm so old already. How did I get old so quickly with such little understanding? Don't be depressed. It's okay. It's all figured out. It's all part of the cosmic wisdom. And then we have this thing, this beautiful thing to help us, this brain. But I don't think we're programming it very well. As you saw from the memory and the concentration. We need to program the brain better. So let's do that now. You've got two messages from the brain. One from the primitive brain, the reptile brain. The messages are generally very primitive. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, now. Let's go, baby. One more pizza, I'm eating it. Is that chocolate? Give me that. Get out of here. Give me that chocolate. My neighbor's wife, you're so beautiful. Oh, no. No, just saying hi to her. Crazy. And we need to balance all this stuff. It's coming all the time. Signals are coming. Do that. Oh, wait, maybe not. That's why meditation is so important, to distinguish that from this. The neo-mammalian brains. Different signals. More poetic, more transcendental, more existential, more cooperative. This is competitive software. This is cooperative software. They come together and give messages to the brain. You need to separate them. You need to understand them. Otherwise, you get confused. You can see it in your health. This one's saying, eat more. This one's saying, hey, be the hunter, etc. Okay, so wake up the hunter. Here we go. Like I say, it's a lazy person's program. Once you take care of the mind, yeah, you take care of the mind. I'm a hunter. Hunger is my friend. Into the cold shower. The body takes care of itself. Like the horse is following the rider. I don't pay any attention to my body. I want to eat a giant Big Mac. Shut up. I don't want to get in the cold shower. Get in now. Now. Okay. You see? We need to reassert ourselves over our bodies. Our bodies are always giving us these signals. You get where I'm going. This is the good part. The family. Those of you with children, you're going to love when your children start acting like hunters. You want some candy? No. They'll start talking like hunters. It's very easy. Just do it and they'll follow you. The brain. Look how much firepower you have. The brain is fantastic. One neuron, you have 100 billion. 100 to 150 billion. One of these neurons is like a PC. You have 100 billion PCs between your ears. We can figure this out. We can get understanding. But you must program it properly, and that comes to not the hardware, but the software. Yeah, you need the software, the mind. What kind of software are you running on your hardware? Let's see. Let's take a look. Yeah, this is a great analogy. This is a hurricane. At the center is what? Quiet, calm. On the outside, violent. So past software, emotions from the past. When I say software, I'm using that interchangeably with emotions. Okay, because we don't handle emotions. This is number 3 skill, right? How to eat, how to move. We figured that out. Check that box, check that box. Now, how to control emotions. Let's take out emotions and replace it with software. Right? Bill Gates says everything is software. Let's replace the software. Okay, anger, don't need it. Sadness, don't need it. Hate, why bother? Lots of energy, lots of energy. Regret, useless emotions, useless. Ni очень полезны. Very stupid, you know. Next, future emotions, future software, fear. All fear comes from in the adult life. We're only hardwired for 2 fears. Fear of falling as mammals and fear of loud noises. All the other fears are acquired. Take out the television. All your fears will disappear. Television just loads you up. They call it programming. What program are you watching? Be careful. Worry. Why we worry? You're not a hunter. Blame. Panic. Boom. This is the before photograph. Okay, so let's try to be, because life is kind of a race between understanding and death. If you get understanding first, you don't care about death. If death comes first, you're nervous. No good. Okay. Let's play a game. Let's see how we're programming the brain. Now, I'm going to show you some optical illusions. Okay? I don't want you to answer them correctly. You're not my students, you're my colleagues. So don't, I got it. No. That's not the game. The game is what information, remember the information coming from the primitive brain versus the mammalian brain? We want to see how you're managing the signals of the brain. I'm trying to establish a little bit of detachment. Détachement. Tache is French for stain. По-русски stain. Stain on your, stain. A tache. So detachment doesn't mean going to the Himalayas. It means cleaning the soul. Détachement. Detachment means taking a look and I have a little emotion problem there, a little software problem there, etc. Okay, next. Okay, what information is your brain giving you? How many people's brain is telling you that the lower horizontal line is longer than the upper one? My brain is telling me, yeah, definitely. That's what my brain tells me. How about yourselves? Raise your hand if your brain is telling you that the lower line is longer. Yeah, of course. Normal. Oh, so the brain is giving us bad information in a way. The lines are the same. But we're being given this information that we need to understand before we make act. Imagine you're a pilot or a surgeon. I'm a surgeon, gastroenterologist. I make a bad move. I kill somebody. So we need to perceive correctly. We don't just perceive passively. We manipulate the information. It's active manipulation that we do. I'll show you. Let's do another one. Okay, a little bit of English for you. Don't confer with your colleagues. Just let's expose the mind for what it is. Good servant, but terrible master. Okay, how many letters F, F, do you see in the sentence? Count them to yourselves. Go. I give you 30 seconds. Just count the F's for me, and then I ask you how many. Simple sentence. Okay, let's check. How many people's brain or mind in the room saw 3 F's? Raise your hand. Raise them high so I can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15-ish. Okay, good. Curious. How many people's brain told them that there were 4 F's? Raise your hand. About the same. How are we going to figure out love, children, war, death, if we can't get a sentence correct? Huh? How many people's brains saw 5 F's? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18. Who's messing with my thing? Hey, Enough. How many people's brains saw 5? About 17. 6 Fs, raise your hand. What's going on? We have 4 different realities. Some people saw 3, some people saw 4. How are we going to figure out existential anxiety? We can't. You see how the brain's working? It's feeding you information that's incorrect. How many Fs are there? How is the brain working? Let's look. Refine, that's an F. Fact, that's an F. But then you come here, of. What does the brain say? It doesn't say of, it says of. V. So you pass. These guys didn't see it. Of, 3 of them. There's 6 total. The brain is playing tricks with you. You must play tricks back. Cold shower. I'm not taking a cold shower. You saw 3 Fs into the shower. Then you'll start seeing 6 Fs. Let's do another one. What do you see? What is your brain telling you? What signal? I see a man, I see a face. Yeah, now you're getting it. Waking up. Let's do another one. The central circle. I'm not going to ask you what the reality is because there's no reality. It's a manipulation. Huh? The central circles are identical. But your mind is telling you, no. You're going to insist. Just study yourself when you're arguing with your wife or your husband. You're probably using bad data. You want clean data. For clean data, to make good decisions, you must quiet the mind to get good data. Don't be afraid. You must quiet the mind. Okay, simple one. This red bar or this red bar, which one is longer? How many of your minds are telling you that this one is longer? Raise your hand. Me too. Me too. But they're the same. My mind is playing games with me. He does all the time. The mind is a funky monkey. Be careful. Yeah. Another one. Now your mind is confused. Me too. This is the mammal hunter's mind. We need to train it better. Right? Wow, what's going on here? Can you depend upon your senses? We need to develop something on the inside to control this. You believe this person? Put your head like this. The other way. Liar, yeah, he's a liar. Next. Which is the big, you getting the idea? By the way, your ego hates this. I'm exposing it. Which of the 3 firemen are the biggest? No, same. Your mind, because they're using vanishing point, it's a very simple technique. Same. I'll give you these, I'll give them to you. Same color. You're going to love it. You put your finger, when you get the transparency, you put your finger over the middle. Same. I know you don't believe it, you'll see. Look at everybody doing this. It's fantastic. That's the question. The question is, what is the mind seeing? That's the question. Because when the information comes to you, you need to make a decision. Is this good data or is it not good data? Okay? Okay, we know that Russians are #1 in the world in mathematics. We know. Mathematics, physics, we know. Let's see if you're good. I want you to count these numbers out loud. Okay? Expose. So first number, you can do it English, French, German, Russian, doesn't matter. What do you see? 1,000, 1000, 1000, whatever. Okay? We're going to add the next number to it. 1,040, 1040. Out loud, I want to hear you, huh? Thanks. Next. Good. I want to hear it. Louder. Excellent. Excellent. Come on. Come on. Russians are still #1 in mathematics. In my heart. in my heart, you're still #1 in mathematics in the world. That's one thing we're not the same. The Irish and the Russians, we don't do math. We do beer. Yeah. Okay. You'll like this one. The point of the story is, what is the mind giving you as information? Can you count on it? Can you depend on it to make important decisions? Read the newspaper. Many people are making bad decisions with bad information. Maybe that's why we get divorced from a woman we love. Crazy. I'll cover this after. This is the way, we'll look at the physiology in a moment. Here's the way we create it, because the point of those optical illusions are that we don't passively interpret the information. We actively twist it, as proven here. This is called tetramodal distribution of reality. 1, 2, 3, 4 modes. You know the curious thing? I'm surprised there's not more war and more divorce given this situation. We're pretty good. Humans are pretty good, given how stupid we are. Yeah, we're not too bad. We can do much better, though. We need to move to the next level, I think. So that's our worldview. Yeah. This is the ego. The consciousness goes through the mind, creates the reality. We just proved it. And these are very simple examples. So that's my question. Need to change the mind, need to make the mind work better. Okay. So different examples of software. Different configurations of software we're using. Anger plus anger, what does that equal? You run anger software, I run. We meet together, what's going to happen? Anger plus anger equals mega anger, of course. War, that type of thing. Just think about, now we have new methodology. Now you can argue with your husband or your wife intelligently. Honey, why are you playing that software? It doesn't work. I don't know. I keep trying. I don't know why I'm doing. Each time I get angry for stupid reasons. I don't understand. Why are you playing that software? Now you have an intelligent conversation, constructive. Not you. It's really primitive. Okay, next. Relationships. This guy or this girl is playing anger. That one's playing guilt. What's the final result? Not good, in any case. I think we can fix relationships right now, today. You know, human relationships, they're so rich and so fantastic. We need to improve the rough parts of it. So let's do that now. Can any of you name this movie that came out in 1954? It was called Lord of the Flies. It's on internet. Please watch it as soon as possible. It wasn't a big famous movie. Lord, Seigneur of the Flies, de les mouches. Yeah? It's about British boys during the war. They were evacuating London during the bombing of London, and their plane went down. Their airplane crashed on a desert island. They survived, and they were surprised in the movie how quickly they degenerated into barbarians. And only this one guy here, he found a shell on the beach. And he said, because they weren't discussing, they were talking and arguing, screaming at each other, like becoming like chimpanzees, very quickly. It's a most provocative movie. Most provocative. Yeah? And this fellow there, Ralph, he finds a shell on the beach. He says, okay, whoever's holding the shell has the word, speaks. 1 minute, and then I give it to you. Then he speaks, and things started getting calm again and more civilized. It became having a civilizing effect. This shell, a simple shell, a simple symbolic shell. And then it degenerated again because someone stole the shell, they went over their time, and complete chaos afterwards. Human beings need these little symbolic things. We need them. Yeah. So I thought of a good idea. By the way, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to this great social platform called Minds, M-I-N-D-S. I have a site, and you're all invited to come. And I actually do you see there, the boy and the girl arguing about how to avoid wasting time and tears arguing because it's stupid. A man and a woman or two partners can make a much better go of it. Arguing is not really necessary. A little bit, not so much though, as we see now. Divorce rate in Ireland is going up all the time. Divorce. But we have Catholic Church, and then maybe it would be higher already. Doesn't mean we have good. We're arguing all the time. Divorce rate in Russia, high, low? I heard it was high. Yeah, we can fix that. Maybe we don't want to fix it. I don't know. It's a separate story. But, okay, watch the movie. Come on my site. And that's this little stone. I advise you. Who wants to play? Mademoiselle, come. Yeah, you. Okay. You see this little stone right here? Please. This little stone here is my shell. Okay? We're having an argument. Okay, so you just go blah, 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 and I'll go. Because this is what human beings, ready? Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. You blah, blah, blah. This, she's fantastic. This is going nowhere. I hate her. She hates me. The children are watching. This is stupid. Because then they're going to think, I have to argue to have a marriage. Enter the shell. I call it the peace stone. You go first. Tell me what's on your mind. You have 1 minute. Go ahead. Well,
Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah.
blah, 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 blah. Did she say okay? You give up too easy. Thanks. That's a gift for you. Padarak.
Oh,
Thank you. You see the way it goes? You gotta listen. The children are watching. It's not good that they hear this. It's poison to them. It traumatizes. You know what? The best way to make your children a non-hunter is to do what we did. Blah, 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 blah. You know it. You see them. You're getting them crazy in the head. Get a little stone. I tell you what I do. I leave them here. These are, I live in Nice, so I collect these from the beach in Nice. I leave them here. I don't want to see these when I leave, huh? I don't want to see these. I have enough stones on the beach in Nice, so. I can tell you one thing. It works. If you're sincere in your heart and you really want to save a beautiful thing, and the children. Okay, next. Yeah, of course. This is getting to be good. Yeah, well, okay. Anger in the now. Be careful. This guy is together. He's in the now. Сейчас. Yeah, I'm listening. Go ahead. But this one is still anger. He needs the stone. Too much blah, 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 blah. You know? Be careful. He has to protect it, or she has to protect themselves. Next one. Yeah, beautiful. No more blah, blah, blah. Just straight talk. Beautiful straight talk. Okay, almost finished. Here we are. Yeah, we need a witness. Okay, I'm going to go through these quickly. You'll get a copy of it. It's getting late, and I want to wrap it up. I told you how to breathe. 4 stages. We start very, very slow. Inhale, hold. Each one is 5 seconds. Let me show you an example. See, each count, 1 is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So you inhale, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Hold, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. The best time to do this, exhale, 1 and 2, etc. You get the idea? Best time to do. When you wake up, first thing, as you're doing the hunting exercises, I am a hunter. Prepare for the hunt. You know the beauty of this? Your children are watching. They're going to start doing this. A new generation is coming. The old is finished. Okay? This is where you're going to be at the end of the 24 weeks. Inhale. Hold. 40 seconds. Some of you have no problem with 40 seconds. But over 8, 10, 12 weeks, you're going to build up your lung capacity and build up your psychological capacity. Everywhere you are. If you're at the airport, if you're in traffic, you have fantastic traffic. You are much better than the Irish or the Americans in traffic. You have fantastic traffic here. I mean, it's unbelievable. If I were here, I would be Buddha already. I'd be in my car doing meditation and breathing the whole time. It'd be fantastic. I'd have cassettes in there, a whole classroom. I wouldn't get out of my car. I'd just live in the car. It'd be easier. No, it's getting better. Oh, this is cool. This is how you replace bad software with good software. I'm a candle. A candle is weak. I don't want to be a candle. I want to be a flame. Yeah? Etc., etc. I explain all this throughout the course. Yeah, let's look at number 7. Very good. When you're doing this type of software replacement, you go from being angry to having anger. So identification with the emotion or the software to possession. I possess it. When I need it, I'll use it. A whole different level of control. Etc., etc., etc. I'll give you this, of course. You can study it in your free time. This is quite good. Here, now. Time goes by so quickly. I mean, last week I was 20. Now I'm so old already. Yeah, okay. Next. That's beautiful. There you're managing your software very well. Easy. Staying at the center, you need a gatekeeper, something to pick up your thoughts and decide if they're worthy. Yeah, mantra is very useful. When you feel stress coming, embrace it. Stress is the wind, okay? Stress is the wind that stokes my fire, your inner fire, your desire, to be better. Yeah, stress is good for that. You know that. Yeah? And it brings warmth. It's part of your growth process. Stress is so important. So important. Just got to surf it properly. And the best way is to be prepared for it, physically and psychologically, as we will do together. Yeah, of course, of course. Best word in the English language, confidence. No problem. Okay, almost done. Yeah, this is a review. I'm reviewing now to let you have an idea of a typical: drink some water, no sugar, eat fasting without binging, eat to rest ratio. I'll give you all this. Some exercise, not too much exercise, huh? Just enough, just to be FSC, just a little bit every morning, just to wake up the hunter. Then the hunter takes over. Okay? Yeah. The deep breathing, very important. Okay, we're finished. I have a couple of questions before we depart. You've been fantastic, by the way. Very fun to work with. It's going to be a great 24 weeks. Okay? 1 sec. What's the opposite of success? You all speak a little bit of English, right? What's the opposite of success? In the world, in this program, you'll have either success or failure. Is that the opposite of success, or is that a component of success? What's the opposite of success? Dropping out. Yeah, I don't want to play anymore. Screw it. I'm done. No hunter from me. Oh, it's okay. No big deal for me. I'm there. Up to you. But be aware of the fact that stress is fantastic, and it needs you to help spin it to make it work for you. Yeah, failure is part of success. You have to fall down. Think of how you walk. You fall down 6 times, you get up 7. The problem, I think, is many people think life is like Club Med. It's supposed to be easy and just for you. I didn't find that to be true. I'm older than most of you. My view of life is a big adventure. You have to be ready for it. That's it. No stress, no nothing. Just adventure and the hunt, and that's it. Yeah, tough times don't last, of course. Okay, wrapping it up. Okay, this is the vow. I forget how to say it in Russian, but okay. I'm just trying to get you to commit for 24 weeks because I know we can work magic together in 24 weeks. We can break all the old habits, bring in the new stuff, move to the next level of our evolution. Yeah? So yeah, of course. No addictions, no pain, no drug. Like I say, I haven't written a prescription in 35 years. I don't need. The drugs they give me from the pharmaceutical people, they're nothing like meditation or cold shower or any of that, nothing. They can't touch it. They're very small players. These drugs we take, they're stupid. For blood pressure, it's stupid. You should be doing exercise, you should be breathing, eating well, not taking drugs. Okay, that's us, the Renaissance Project, huh? Who can translate this for me? I think you can understand it, huh? Life is not going to get easier, but you'll get stronger. It will definitely seem easier. Life seems very difficult at the beginning, but that's us on the left side. Okay. Yeah, of course. I have it in Russian for you. I hope everybody has a good wake-up call. There's two types, easy, that's us, and the hard way. That's a heart attack. That's stroke, that's diabetes. Two types of wake-up calls. We'll have an easy one.